was that we had forgotten that energy is probably one of the most complex companies to build because of how versatile it can go. It can destroy people, it can kill people within a twinkle of an eye, right? So you have to be very, very careful. And the solution we're building actually plays in that space where if you're not being careful, it can destroy lives. It can also save millions of lives if energy is available in Africa. So we started off 2019, there were a lot of struggles. 2020, there were a lot of struggles as well. And then sometimes I was flying, I was coming to Texas, Texas area, and I had this idea that, there are too many apps that people are able to book apartments. I don't really have something that can help solve that challenge about too many apps on my mobile phone to just book apartments. Imagine I was going to the restaurant, I was going to the barbering salon, I was going to the spa, I was going to see my doctor. So we decided to build pods. And then after being involved, I won a career award, and that was all led to Blue Tanks. And I didn't have it to want to build Blue Tanks. I wanted to hand it over, but I felt like this thing shouldn't just die here. And with the support of a lot of other folks, we got Blue Tanks out. And so that's how I ended up starting 3 companies.
So you got what was the motivation behind this? Was it because you feel that one? What made you think you could succeed in the other 3 or in the other 2? Whatever it is you're doing now, after failing the first time, and I'm very sure you're going to have like some setbacks and withdrawals and the stages you go through after losing a company, after investing so much money into something. And what made you feel like you could rise back up?
Well, I think resiliency is probably one of the things that I think I've learned over the years, which is the fact that nothing is ever guaranteed, right? So you keep on doing stuff over and over again. So for me, it was more of when we valley field, right? I could separate the reason why I feel it from me as a person that is being a failure. The reason why I leave valley field is because of the business. It didn't have anything to do with it. It was just because the business was not going to work. So the moment I could separate why something failed from myself, so I didn't see myself as a failure. I saw that the business I was doing had a model that was sustainable. So I separated that. And when I could separate that, it was easy for me to just follow that, right? Because it's like saying that if I find something else to do and it's quite interesting, then I can definitely build it. And also 2020 December, I was in Maryland, right? In Maryland. And we're talking, he's building a new product, which I can probably talk about right now. And he said it was to me, he said, there are many solutions that is yet to be built in our world. And when he said that to me, I kept on thinking about it coming into the new year. So we saw around December, around the Christmas period. Okay. Because we live in a generation where everybody feels like everything has been done. But there's still a lot of things that still need solutions in our world today. So for me, I just felt like, it was high time, we continue to build, and I want to see people's life, being improved. I want to impact people's life, and I think that one of the best ways I can do it is to use my innovative ability to be able to build and make companies like the ones that we are building support.
So, okay, that's amazing. So you're saying that you have to figure out what the problem is. Like, what problem did you see? Because I think you have 3 different companies here that are geared towards energy.
One is geared towards, 2 is geared towards energy, and the one is like a social app. Pods is more like a social app.
Okay, so what problem did you see? And maybe you can group them together, or if you want to separate them. What was the problem you saw that you felt the need to fix?
Cool. Okay, so let's start with pods. Okay, so pods basically is a one-stop appointment hub that is used to book appointments, so one-stop shop. Okay. So why do you have to have 20 apps on your phone to just get the appointment, right? So what we decided to do was that let's bring everybody together, and that has always been like my own business model, because many entrepreneurs out there have their own business models that they love to build around. So one of my favorite business models is to do one-stop shop. Alright, so we decided to build pods to just help people to schedule appointments, irrespective of whatever vendor, whatever services that you want to try to receive. So if you're more like, okay, let's have one app that can do all these various things. So that's what we started doing a pod. Proactive, interesting enough, Proactive started off as a clean tech company to trade excess energy.
Okay.
But with pivot there, so now we have our direction has some more bigger stuff that we have added to it. Proactive is now into energy equity and energy justice, which I think is also another thing that I've learned in my journey of entrepreneurship so far. When do you when do you pivot? When do you say, I don't think there's a light at the end of this tunnel, and when are you supposed to take a seat back and try and come up with something to help you to forge ahead? So it was more, so practice started off as something different. We decided to pivot it. Right now we're an energy justice company, an energy equity company, and then what we're basically trying to do is to reduce people's energy consumption and also to improve people's credit worthiness across all lines, either in Africa or in the US. Now the good part is that we still have our trading excess energy part, which is what we started off initially as there. But what we have done is to expand it in order for us to be able to get easy market penetration and early market penetration, where we can use the customers that we have right now to actually achieve what we initially set out to do. So we decided to pivot. Blue tanks, electric vehicles is becoming a thing, right? Sustainability is something that the whole world has to start thinking about, right? We look at the weather right now. I mean, I've been in Texas for a while, and it's crazy, it's hot, right? A lot of things are happening, across all those lines. So, Teslas and a couple of other guys, Rivians, all these guys are Nissans, they are reducing Ford, everybody's reducing nice cars.
Right.
And what happens is the fact that when a market is being created, oftentimes what happens is the fact that there's always a need for people that can create the services for those markets to be able to thrive. So if people are manufacturing electric vehicles, there's a lot of services that is going to come along with it to help people to enjoy the benefits of driving an electric vehicle. And one of the services that we decided to create was Blue Tanks, which is like a map for actually locating charging stations. And there are a lot of other terminologies of what we do at Blue Tanks, like vehicle to green, a lot of interesting stuff which probably they're ready to talk about that. But yeah, so it's just more of realizing the fact that a market is created is a market opportunity, and we can bring in solutions to observe the market better. So yeah,
that's awesome. That's good. That's good to know that. I mean, I know you probably don't want to say your age here, but he definitely looks like a very, very, very young man. Like, I mean, for you to be able to do all of this at a very, young age, I'm very sure you didn't just start. You started from a very long time ago, right? And the fact that it's been years now that you've been doing this, it means you were much younger back then, but what gets you up at night? I mean, what gets you up in the morning? What keeps you late at night? What is your motivation? Why are you doing this? Why didn't you wait till you're like 30 something, like in your 40s, or like I feel like you didn't grow like the rest of us. No party life. Like, what is it? Why are you this industrious?
Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. Some of the companies that we see today, so there's really there's no age that says this is the best time for you to start up something.
Okay.
So we have the non-man that we all know, the KFC guy started at what age, 70, right? And the other one that we started at young age. Mark probably started when he was probably in his teens or probably early 20s. Mark Zuckerberg, right? So there's really not so much of age when it gets into trying to start up stuff. So for me, it's more about so what exactly I consider myself. So even growing up, I didn't think in the way every other person thinks. So I had older folks as my friends when I was growing up. So my friends used to complain that, hey, why don't you always go with people that are your age? So I always interact with people older than 10, 15, 20 years older than I was. And just being around that space, and also the fact that I always want things to always get better for people in terms of I want to improve the lives of people. That is very, very important to me. So every opportunity I have to serve or to lead, the first thing I'm thinking about is the fact that what experience can I give to people? And that experience is what I think has led to my journey of startups. So it's more of, can I give you a better experience while you live in this art? So I've had the opportunity to lead a couple of organizations back then when I was in my bachelor's program, and every time one thing I'm always thinking about is that while we experience some annual programs that we do, it's more about, can we create another experience for people that people will talk about in another 10, 15, 20 years time? Can we go out and do something that's more excellent? And I'm happy that's where I am today. So the motivation for me is just the fact that I want to create an experience for people, and creating an experience for people means that I have to spend some part of my time to actually think around it and be able to create that. So for me, that's just it. So I really want to create experience for people. That's my motivation. I want people to be able to say, man, I use this guy's product and I'm happy for it. I've been using it for the past 10, 15, 20 years. It has improved my lifestyle. It has improved my business. It has improved, my environment, happiness. So that's just one motivation to make sure that why I'm creating value for people, people can have that experience. That's it. It's not just about the profit, it's about the experience that people can talk about in 15, 20, 30 years time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I know that we're kind of focusing on the fact that you're young, and I know you probably have workers, right?
Yeah.
And you pay people salary, right?
Absolutely.
I remember asking him that, hey, can you employ me? I want you to be my boss. I know that you definitely have people that are older than you on your team.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? How can you, I don't know, like how do you manage people on your team? How do you make it work with making sure that your company is successful dealing with being a young man in such space?
Right, yeah. Thank you for the question. I think that one thing I try to create around is, so I said that growing up, I've always interacted with people that were much older than I am. And so starting a company, of course, you need them, right? Wisdom and education, are two different things, right? No matter how it is, you can't do it all alone. You need people at different levels in life, right? You need people that are probably more experienced than you are, they are much more wiser than you are, and you need people that are also going to be able to train. I think that's what I define as influencer, right? But one thing that everybody wants, right? People want to work in a place where they feel valued and where they feel honored and where their work is seen. So one thing I try to do as much as possible is to make sure that these guys, like, they know that I honor them,
right.
And they know that I value their time that they're spending with the company, and they also know that their work is seen. So I make sure I create that environment where I don't take all the glories to myself. The way we work in my company is more, you lead your team. Whatever it is you want to do it with your team, right? When we meet at the management level, we discuss whatever it is you want to discuss. So I don't get into my Canada growth partner, my African growth partner, UK growth partner. I don't get into the spaces. They run the company the way they want to run the company. If there's any challenge, they come in, and everybody that works with me, everybody feels valued, everybody feels honored. It's more of like we operate in a culture that makes sure that everybody doesn't feel like we don't insult one another. We don't have that kind of culture. It's more of mutual respect, and so far so good. I've had amazing people working with me. I'll be honest about that. Amazing people that are committed to what we've been building so far, and it's been an interesting, journey so far. So yeah, and for the people that work with us that are probably younger folks, some of them are just coming out of school, out of college. What I've been able to also do for them is to make sure that create a community where they can really grow. Because I also started off from somewhere, right? People did invest in me. That is why I know what I know today. So I'm also interested in actually investing in them beyond working for me. More importantly, I want them to be the best version of other people. Now, the funny thing about startups, the tech startups, especially when you're in early stage, you can easily figure out or be able to find that person that is probably underperforming, right? Because it's not a large corporate where some people can hide under one team, one big team where they are not really doing what they are supposed to do. But as an early stage company, what you want to do as much as possible is that once you identify that, you have to create a channel. So for instance, I don't get so much involved with my employees relations. I have other partners that do that. So if I realize that somebody is underperforming, I'm like, hey, why don't you have a conversation with this person? So when one of my other partners have a conversation with them, then what happens is that I probably get involved, have this conversation with them to ask them that let's see how we can probably be able to get things better for that person. So what you do first is the fact that you realize that there are some people that want to give you their best. Also create an avenue for training. So let's say you can attract the high level talents. Let's say the people that you can attract are regular folks. What you can do is that you can now create a system whereby you can train those people. So even though we are an early stage company, for most of my startups, we create a system for training. We actually have trainings 2 times a month. So I bring some of my friends from different walks of life, PwC, US, a lot of places, where they can come speak to them to make sure that they actually give their own best. It's okay for you to recognize the fact that the reason why this person is underperforming is because this person doesn't have the skill set required to actually perform. But does the person have the heart to actually want to work? If the person has the heart to want to work, then you can work with that person, right? You can invest in that person, you can invest time, resources, and also knowledge in that person. You can they might want to go for trainings. You pay for the trainings, as a company, to make sure that they get the best out of what they get. What people want is the fact that while they are giving their best to you, you should also invest in them beyond salary. That is how to get the best from people. So, of course, paying them salary is your agreement to them. But if you really want to get the best from people, you have to invest in them beyond salary. So for us, we do trainings. I'm big on training my staff, and in the end, we also find out that there are some people also that will nuts. Again, there are some people also that probably they are not just interested in working with you. If you're an early stage startup, you realize that that person is drawing your team back enough and is not getting you the result you want. You might probably want to let them go. That's just it, and it's okay to let them go for now. While you make sure that you keep the team that can help you get to your next level, because getting to your next level is very, very important for you as a startup.
Okay, awesome. So I have a question here, right? He said, what are your early challenges as a black man, and how did you overcome them? Also, how did you cope with the American pressure? You want me to take it slowly?
It's okay. Let me try and address it the best way which I can. Like I said, right, we are just starting out. I mean, most black folks are just seeing the fact that solutions don't actually have a relationship with your skin color. A black person can build something that can be like white people. The same way white people have been building stuff that we have been using over the years.
Right. Okay.
So it's okay to recognize that of course there will be struggle, right? We don't have the access that you want to have on time. We don't have the access to the resources, the network, the human capital that you want on time, right? But there's a level you get to that. Let me give you an example. Calendly, for instance.
Okay.
Calendly is built by a black man.
Yes.
It doesn't matter today. White folks use it. Every other person uses it. The value is intact, irrespective of the skin color of that person. Now, the truth is the fact that you might not be able to raise money the way your other folks will be able to raise money. Maybe they build a startup in less than 3 weeks, they're already churning out $100 million because of their skin color. It's okay, and that's why, as we are growing as startups, and I really will say this to appreciate a lot of black founders that are ahead of me, that are making conscious efforts to also invest in other younger startups. I really want to say those guys are really doing a fantastic job, because they are the reason why we are keeping this ecosystem alive. There are a lot of founders, CEOs that I know today that take part of their own salary and do invest in other small business. And this is why, there's a company I was reading about their story recently about a CEO of a known startup in Africa, one of the biggest startups in Africa, actually make sure that the business didn't go out of extinction. Like he resurrected the business. The business was actually going to die, and they are doing fine now. So it's okay to be honest and say challenges are real. They do exist. But one thing we all do for ourselves is the fact that we must remember that we are also the only people that can actually change the face of it. So for me, it's just our resiliency. I recognize back that it's not easy compared with any other race building styles, but it's okay. The challenges are welcome. I'll make sure that the solutions that we continue to roll out are intact, irrespective of our race, of our skin color. It's valuable. It's something that any people in the world can use. One thing that is it, we are good to go. So that, and also the pressure of the US. I think the beautiful thing about the US is that it's a lot of opportunities, right? You can become whatever you want to become. Right. So I think people have done it before. I'm not the first person to do it. And I also am not going to be the last person to do it. So I'm encouraged to handle the pressures. And if I need some help, I definitely have people I talk to help me out in my thoughts as well. So yeah.
So how important is it to have a mentor in this type of business? Like, what would you advise? Is being a mentor? Is having a mentor a key part of your success?
Absolutely. So what do mentors do for you personally? First is the fact that they give you access. They also give you credibility. For some people to just know that you actually have some people that probably you speak to, that you listen to, they have access. Some of them know the people that you need to get to your next level. To be honest, what took them probably 20 years to get to, they want you to get there in 6 months. That's why you need a mentor in this kind of space. You don't have to go through the struggles that they went through. You don't have to. But the caveat is this, right? The mistake a lot of people make with mentors is the fact that people think that people are too quick to use people. Permit me to use that word. If you don't invest in relationships, and all you just want to come and take from them. I have people that I have been following for a while. I've not taken a dime from them. Right? Because there's a concept that's called social capital. And what social capital means is the fact that I invest in you enough to a point where I need something from you. If you're a good person, okay, because if I say that, it's like I'm saying a generic statement. If you're a good person, I should be able to, take that from you and you say, you know what, I'm giving back to this person.
Right.
So that social capital is what majority of people don't have. You serve people. And, somebody, every one of my my mentors are they also say this. You have to learn how to serve people. When you serve people, when you invest in social capital, you can withdraw money anytime. So mentors are very, very important because you know what, I don't want to struggle. I don't want to struggle. If people have done it before, then why do you have to struggle? Why don't you get those people to actually put you through what you need to actually, make guidance with? And yeah, they happy you're winning, and therefore you're happy, to win again. So if that's the reason why you're in the business, why don't you get mentors? So I have mentors, I have people that I listen to, and I do invest in our relationships very well.
That's nice. I'm very sure you have mentees as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you're technically your boss, but what has surprised you the most? Being a business owner of multiple companies, being a boss, what is that thing that has surprised you the most having a business? What is that one shocker for you?
It's harder than it looks outside.
Okay, it looks easier on the outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because everybody looks at it, everybody wants to start something. It's harder than it. And and I also say this, just for the sake of this conversation, because now this might pressure a lot of people to go and start up. Everybody don't want to start something. Everybody don't need to build businesses. Everybody don't need to.
Okay.
My innovation journey didn't start off by building something. It actually started off by actually working in places, and I saw processes that were not working well, and I wanted to fix it.
Okay.
Alright, and I was recognized for it.
Okay.
So for a lot of people, because people might get into that position of feeling like, oh, I need to also build stuff, I need to start racking my head around. Don't. But if that is not what you feel like, so because I'll also backtrack again. Innovation can be what you're building can be a thing of purpose for some people.
Right.
And if it is a thing of purpose for you, a thing of passion for you, right? It can be purpose, it can be passion, right? You have to be sure that this is what you really have the guts to be able to do, irrespective of whatever the outcomes are. Some people are going to work with people and they're going to make sure that they take the company from the level that it is to another level that it needs to be. So I will give you a perfect example. Microsoft have changed CEOs in Bill Gates, right? So Bill Gates came, Adams, I'm trying to remember the name of this person. Steve Ballmer came. So Bill Gates left, Steve Ballmer came, and then this person was Satya Nadella again. Everybody has seen the impact of what Nadella has done. In just a few years, Satya has grew the profit of Microsoft by over 100%. So it's let you know the fact that dude's name can never be forgotten in Microsoft. It's going to be remembered forever. So you can work in a place and actually make sure that you are increasing. And if you work in a place and you feel you are not valued, move on, leave there. It's you. Like, you have the skill in you. You will take it somewhere else and you will go where you will be valued. It's that easy. But we don't need to pressure ourselves into building companies, because I've seen a lot of people spend their lives seasons on building companies because they were not actually supposed to build companies in the first place. Okay, but the interesting thing is that it is harder than it looks outside. So before you come in, count your cost.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you. I was gonna ask something else about skills, but not in relation to mentorship. It's like, what do you think is best, like, to start building a company? What skills do you need to have to be able to sustain a company, what resources do you need to have to make sure that the company stays and thrives?
I think I'll just say one thing: courage.
Okay, courage.
Courage to start and courage to know when to quit.
To know when to quit.
Yep.
If it's not working.
If it's not working.
Okay.
And I think that courage is also going to go across a lot of lines. If you want to let people go as well, no matter how vested you are in that relationship, still courage. Courage say, you know what, I think you need to do right now. Courage always is able to say, I need to bring this person on board. So I think bench line, what you need for starter is courage. Courage. And I think that courage a lot of people lack. There's a difference between having an idea and bringing an idea into life.
Okay.
Execution is where a lot of entrepreneurs do fail. A lot of people, you walk around the road, you probably take a drive around town. Everybody have ideas. Everybody have things they want to build. And you might see people that just have ideas and people that build stuff is only execution.
Right.
And it takes courage to be able to execute. That courage to be able to say that, now we know to move to the next level. Now say, what, this product line is not working anymore. Let's cancel it, let's start up another new production line. That is how some companies have been able to stay afloat. They were building a particular production line. Okay, Nokia started out from toilet roll.
You said who?
Nokia. They started out from toilet papers. That's how they started. Right? And they felt like, no, at this point, this is not working anymore. Let's migrate. And they move into telecommunication services. So your ability to be, that courage is what people need most. Courage to be able to, I'm bringing this person on board, I'm letting this person go. That courage to be able to say, I'm starting off this, I need to move to another level. That courage is actually what is most important for majority of entrepreneurs. So what you need is courage. And that courage is what I would say, if you can sort that out, very important. Maybe I can add some caveat to it, maybe some other now that you have courage, the next thing is the fact that you want to have passion for what you're doing. Passion is also very important. So you can don't have passion for the wrong things.
Right.
Have passion for what exactly you're doing. Because I'll be lying to you if I say it's a straight line. It's not going to be. It has a lot of curves.
Right.
And your passion will sustain you. Your courage will help you take some decisions that you need to take at a specific time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I think we have someone on the call. We're going to take this call real quick. Who do we have on the call with us? You said Samuel?
Yes, this is Samuel from Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
Save the slum.
Oh, you're Save the Slum. I was literally about to read your comment on here. You said that you would like to reach out. I mean, you can go ahead with your question. I don't want to be too forward. Go ahead.
The first thing I want to say is this is a great platform, and I'm so happy to learn from you guys.
Okay.
It's a great one. You guys have been sharing so much information and so direct and very inspiring.
Thank you.
So my question was about mentorship, which Olamilekan really answered specifically. Thank you for that also answer. Another thing which I want to request for was about mentorship. I wanted to, like personally now, I run a non-profit called Save the Slum. Also part of it is what we do now. I'm running a tech company called Health 39, which is just basically giving people access to quality health care at their convenience, right? To reach out to many people at the land. So I would want to request for a mentorship. I don't know what I want to call it now. For both of you, whereby I have a lot of things in my head. I have a lot of dreams. Like Save the Slum has reached out to over 1 million persons in Nigeria, Northeast Nigeria, in Maiduguri, Borno State, and over 16 states in Nigeria as of now. But notwithstanding, we still want to do more. As the executive director, I feel like mentorship has helped me to where I am right now. And from me hearing what you guys are saying, I still feel like there are a lot of things I would want to learn, and sharing those knowledge and sharing those insights would be able to, scale up some of my skills, my activities, and making large impacts that I want to see in the nearest future. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. After the show, we will get back to you on mentorship. Or what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm open as well. So happy to connect with you as well. So for my hands.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This made my day. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Also, we're gonna go straight to the last question for the day. What if you had to sit on a table with world leaders and ask a question? I mean, not a question. What are going to be your recommendations for them if you had to sit, one-on-one with them?
Okay, so first security. Security. I'll tell them that security is important. As an energy enthusiast, I also tell them that energy is also very important. And those are the two things that I think that off the top of my head are priority right now. And security means the fact that we need to have more eye everywhere. We need to have more eye everywhere so that we can take better decisions. And energy in the sense that energy is just a bloodline of every economy. I think the reason why Africa is where it is at today is because of our the state of our electricity industry. It is it is terrible. We are in a vicious cycle, So I feel like those are the two things that off the top of my security is very, very important. And also, can you provide energy? Can we sit down together? Can we brainstorm on how we can get ourselves out of this place? I think if we can sort security and energy, I think that we can preserve the next generation.
Okay, that's a very, very brilliant answer. Thank you very much for coming on the show with us. Also, we would like to let everyone know that we are streaming live from Texas. We had to fly all the way down, and big shout out to my daughter, Chana, who's upstairs. She came on this show with me, and